So this is our 6th module. And first topic is Introduction to Multiple Access. So in this wireless communication system, which we have studied in previous module, it is desirable to allow the subscriber to send and receive information simultaneously. And this sending of the signal or sending of this signal to the subscriber simultaneously, that is receiving and sending signal or information simultaneously, is nothing but this technique is called as duplexing. That is, in wireless communication system, it is desirable to allow subscriber to send and receive information simultaneously, and sending and receiving of this information simultaneously by the subscriber, this effect is called as, or this technique is called as duplexing technique. So this duplexing can be done either by using FDD, that is frequency division duplexing, or TDD, that is time division duplexing. And so there are basically two domain techniques, that is FDD and TDD for this duplexing. That is in separating the forward band and reverse band in case of frequency or time respectively. So in wireless communication system, it was desirable to allow the subscriber to send and receive information simultaneously. So this effect is called as duplexing, that is sending and receiving information simultaneously, and this is possible by a method or by a technique called duplexing. So basically it can be achieved by two domain technique, that is frequency division duplexing or time division duplexing. So this multiple access is a technique that allow multiple users to share the allotted spectrum in most effective way. So this multiple access means it's a technique that allow multiple users to share an allotted spectrum in most effective way. So there will be an allotted spectrum or allotted channel for communication. So by effectively using this allotted spectrum, how multiple users can share the allotted spectrum. This technique is called as multiple access technique. So multiple access is a technique that allows multiple users to share allotted spectrum in most effective way. So the multiple users are effectively using the allotted spectrum in multiple access technique. Here next point is that frequency division multiple access. So basically we have three types of multiple access technique. That is, by three ways we can effectively use the allotted spectrum for communication. So first one is frequency division multiple access, that is FDMA, and second one is time division multiple access, that is TDMA, and third one is code division multiple access, that is CDMA. So these are the three major access techniques which is used to share the available bandwidth or allotted spectrum in a wireless communication system effectively or in an effective way. So multiple access is a technique that allows multiple users to share the same allotted spectrum or share the allotted spectrum in the most effective way. And we have three types of access technique, that is FDMA, TDMA and CDMA. And this technique is used to share the available bandwidth in a wireless communication system. So this technique can be grouped as narrow band and wide band depending upon how the available bandwidth is allocated to the user. So this FDMA, TDMA and CDMA can be categorized as wide band and narrow band, and this is based on how the available bandwidth is allocated to the user. So depending upon the allocation of bandwidth to the users, this three technique, that is this three multiple access technique like CDMA, TDMA and FDMA can be categorized as narrow band system and wide band system. Now we will look on to what we mean by narrow band system. So in a narrow band system, the bandwidth of a single channel is smaller than coherence bandwidth of the channel. So in narrow band system, we can say that the bandwidth of a single channel is smaller than the coherence bandwidth of the channel. And the available radio spectrum is divided into large number of narrow bands. So here in narrow band system, the available radio spectrum, it is divided into large number of narrow band channels. And the channels are usually operated in FDD, that is frequency division duplexing. So in narrow band FDMA, a user is assigned a particular channel which is not shared by any nearby user. So in narrow band FDMA, one particular narrow band is assigned for one particular user and it is not shared by any nearby user. And if the FDD is used, then the system is called FDMA or FDD. So this narrowband PDMA allows the user to share the same radio channel but allocate a unique time slot to each user in a cyclic order. So narrowband FDMA a particular frequency or is assigned, a particular channel is assigned to a user which is not shared by any other nearby users. And in narrowband TDMA, we can say that it allows the user to share same radio link but allocate only a unique time slot to each user. So it is sharing the same radio link but a particular time unique for each users, and it is in a cyclic order. And for narrow TDMA system, a large number of radio channel links are allocated using either FDD or TDD, and each channel is shared using TDMA. And such systems are called as TDMA, FDD or TDMA, TDD. Here the duplexing can be either frequency division duplexing and this FDD, and it is using time division duplexing as a technique. Then it is also known as TDMA or FDD as a system. Next is wideband system. So a wideband system, the transmission bandwidth of a single channel is much larger than coherence band of the system, coherence band of the channel. So in narrowband system, the transmission band of the single channel was less than the coherence band of the channel. Here in wideband system, transmission bandwidth of single channel is much larger than coherence bandwidth of the channel. So the multipath fading does not greatly vary the received signal power with the wideband channel. So this multipath fading does not greatly vary the received signal power within a wideband channel. In wideband multiple access system, a large number of transmitters are allowed to transmit on the same channel. So here a single channel, a large number of transmitters are allowed to transmit. And TDMA allows only one transmitter to access a channel at any instant of time, whereas the spectrum CDMA allow all transmitter to access the channel at same time. So here in the CDMA, it allows all transmitter to access the channel at the same time. And the TDMA and CDMA system may use either FDD or TDD multiplexing technique. So this is about TDMA and CDMA. So TDMA and CDMA system may either use FDD or TDD multiplexing technique. And TDMA, it allow only one transmitter to access the channel at any instant of time. Whereas in CDMA, it allow all transmitter to access the same channel at same time. So here TDMA, we have studied that at a particular time slot unique for the users. But in CDMA, it is not unique for or particular time. It's not unique for one user. The same time can be accessed by many transmitters. It allows all of the transmitter to access the channel at same time. So at same time, the channel can be accessed by all of the transmitter in case of CDMA, which was not possible in TDMA. TDMA allows only one transmitter to access a channel at any instant of time. So this is about the wideband and narrowband system. So in this here we have studied about introduction to multiple access. So multiple access technique basically three types are. Here in multiple access technique allow multiple users to share allotted spectrum in most effective way. One is sharing for one users, and in another technique it is the same channel can be used at same time. And based on this multiple access technique, we have three types of category, that is FDMA, CDMA and TDMA. And this technique can be grouped as narrowband and wideband depending upon how available bandwidth is allocated to the user. So in narrowband system, the channels are the user is assigned a particular channel which is not shared by any other user. And in TDMA, one particular time slot is used, or one particular time slot a channel is shared by the user, and this time slot is unique for user. And in CDMA, the channel is allocated, that is in wideband system. Then the channel